healing. For some of you, doing the work is the most expensive and most elaborate excuse that you have come up with to hide from the one thing that you actually want, which is healthy and true love. If you spend another dollar on a healing retreat, a journaling session, damn Pilates class because you want to heal and you want to, no, you're good. The highest form of self-love is literally putting yourself in a position to be loved by that man. And I'm going to give you 3 reasons why this whole healing thing is a hoax and why you're actually ready to be loved today. Number 1, healing is an avoidance strategy. We done got to a point where healing is no longer a process. It's a goalpost. And every time you get closer to it, every time you inch up on it, you move it further and further away from you because there's part of you who feels like you're never going to be worthy enough to be loved. And this is exactly what anxiety does. It loves rules. So you go and you create this beautiful list. I need to have my trauma resolved. I need to fix my mommy issues, my daddy issues. I have to have my budget perfect. The healed person that you are waiting for does not exist. It is a phantom. The woman who is ready to be loved is the woman who shows up unfinished. You're using the excuse of I'm still healing to avoid the risk of having an actual connection with someone, which would require vulnerability and being seen. The fear you really feel is not about being hurt, it's about being seen. How many times you don't let Tyrone hurt you and you don't bounce back? Okay? Because one thing Tyrone doesn't have is a stronghold on you. You're going to be able to heal from Tyrone. You know that. There's so many things you've gone through in your life that you have gotten past. So if you know you can get past things and get over things, then what's the problem? What are you afraid of me seeing? What are you afraid of me discovering? I know for me, when I started dating my now boyfriend, it took me a minute to let him in my house, okay? Because one thing about it, my home is a sanctuary. I don't just let any old body just walk up through here. So it had been over a month and a half and I never invited him to my house. You're not coming up in here. I'm not letting you come in my space is crazy. So one night we were out, it was late, we had a couple drinks, and he ended up losing his key card to his house. When I tell you, I was stressed. I was like, what does this mean for me? We hadn't been intimate, anything like that. So in my mind, I'm like, but damn, like, does this mean he's gonna have to come to my house? I'm not ready to let this nigga up in my house. So long story short, thank God he didn't have to. We ended up finding it. But what that really revealed to me is that in that moment, I was about to be exposed because my home, it says so much about me, how I order things, where things are. All of that is a representation of me, and I did not want to be seen. I think I still struggle with aspects of myself that I try to I try to hide. Like, I don't know what it is, and I'm still working on it, but there's aspects of myself where it's really scary. It feels like a risk for me sometimes to truly let myself be seen, my fears, my vulnerabilities, my insecurities. That's like being naked in front of somebody and letting them judge you, sitting back and letting them stare at every inch of what possibly might be wrong with you. And I am afraid of that. I'm mortified of that. And I still struggle with that. Although my partner gives me security and he's very reassuring, but it's something in me that would still like to hide behind something. I am still very uncomfortable with being seen, but I'm letting it happen because I tell myself and I let this part of me override any fear I might have. I'm like, Alyssa, this is a good man, Savannah. Like, you finally found somebody who's solid through and through, and he's always been consistent. And I'm like, you know what, Alyssa, let this man love you. It doesn't mean it's comfortable all the time, letting him see me and express myself completely vulnerably, but how else am I going to get loved? How else am I going to receive love if I don't open up? I really want you to put some thought and effort into the idea that you might be feeling like me too. You know you can bounce back from heartache, but can you bounce back from being seen though? Number 2, you heal in relationship, not in isolation. Get in the fucking field. The final stages of all this healing work that you've done can only be completed in the space of someone safe. Listen, you can journal until the cows come, until you look like who shot John and why. But until you can consistently sit across from a man who has been good to you, kind to you, and reassures you, who communicates cleanly and does not run when you express a need or get emotional, you have not finished the test. This is why so many of us run from the nice guys. They're nice. I'm used to somebody who puts me on a roller coaster. I want to go up high. I don't want to be dropped down low because there's no high. There's no feeling. There's no like, ooh, dopamine hit like that. And being so used to being on the roller coaster makes you feel like a smooth ride is boring. Welcome to your nervous system being at peace. And you only learn these kind of lessons when you allow it. Not when you're in a calm little field, but when they are tested by a partner who respects you. It's like you sitting around waiting to see if you're ready to show up and try. Let that boring man love you. Let that boring woman love you. I promise you it's gonna be the most lit life you ever had. And for my girlies who deal with anxiety, it's very sneaky. Anxiety tells you to isolate, but your spirit is telling you that you want to relate to someone. It's like you're blocking the stress relief that comes from external validation and a shared experience. Because you think you have to be an expert first. You don't. You need a partner, not a self-help degree. And while I'm on it, one thing about us, we don't get degree after degree after degree. We're the most educated people in America. Let's talk about it. So we have this natural inclination to want to be so well-versed before we go into anything, before we take any risk. But we have to remember that we're human. Human nature requires the gray area. It requires uncertainty and fear, vulnerability, being seen. And until you can release your need for having to have everything figured out before you allow someone to love you, you're just not going to be happy with anyone. And that's just a reality that you got to get comfortable with if you don't start putting yourself in positions to be loved. And that brings me to point number 3. The real test is in your ability to receive love. And really hear me when I say this. Your biggest fear is not rejection. It's receiving sustained and healthy love. Because when you do, your anxiety has absolutely nothing to fix and nowhere to hide. And that is so scary. It makes you terrified that this person will see the unhealed part of you, but that's the whole point. How am I supposed to love you if I can't see you? How am I supposed to really give you what you need if I don't really know who you are? Let's stop running from it and just go into it. It's scary, but the reward is so sweet. The reward is being loved and being respected, being seen, being cherished, being valued. So many of us have this tough exterior. We're like, no, we don't cry in front of men. We don't do this in front of men. Don't do that in front of men. If I see something that's emotional on TV or my partner does something really sweet for me, I will start crying because it touches me so deeply and I can't help it. And when I pressed him about why do you love me? Why are you choosing me? He said, you're just so emotional. You're probably the most emotional person I've ever met. And initially I'm like, well, damn. But now I wear it like a crown because this world easily hardens women. Don't let that shit happen to you, especially as a beautiful Black woman. Don't let the world harden you. You're soft. You're fragile. Lead with that. Because remember, if you also want a masculine man, he's going to be attracted to softness, emotionalness, expression, all the things that he doesn't naturally lean toward expressing. But that's where you come in because you're not afraid to be seen. You're not afraid to cry. You're not afraid of letting it all hang out. Let that man see your shit. He's going to love it. And if he sees it and he runs, pack him up. Your inner work is not about becoming unmessy. It's about letting your messiness show and becoming confident. And think about it, like what man, a real man, I'm talking about real men, will not want you because you're being vulnerable and expressive. Real masculine energy has space for that. That's how you can tell these men apart. The ones who run when the woman expresses herself versus the one who lean in because they're genuinely curious, interested, and really want to love you. Let yourself be loved. We don't gotta make it complicated. Just be a mess. And just show up. You are sexy, not when you have 0 flaws, but when you're radically accepting of the ones you have. Here is me. And it's either you take it or you leave it. The ultimate act of self-love, again, is putting yourself in proximity of a person who is worthy of seeing the whole picture. The anxious parts, the beautiful parts, the not so pretty parts, and letting them love the whole damn thing. That is the final stage of healing. Stop hiding and start receiving. So the trauma happened, yes. But healing this paralysis that you have is a choice. You are healed enough. You are worthy enough. You are beautiful enough. Your worthiness is not tied to your ability to perfectly manage your emotions and package them as best as you can every time. It's tied to your ability to exist, breathe, and demand goodness from that man. Start acting like the woman who is ready to receive and stop running. Drop a comment below and tell me what is one unhealed part of yourself that you're going to love on today. Like this video, subscribe, comment. We are going up, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.